Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure, and this is Transport Fever from the North Atlantic map. You join me watching the newly established oil train that is running just north of Port Nelson. And when it pulls into the station here, it should go ping in the kind of way that makes me a bit of money. Timing there, not perfect. There we go, ping, see, money. Now, before we go any further, I want to address some of the comments from last time around. Some of the comments which were, all pretty much the same, which said, that you can build a curvy station to do goods. Well, here's the thing. When I picked up the curvy station mod thing, you couldn't. You could do passengers only. That was it. That was your lot. So I didn't even give it a look when it came time to build the thing. But now you can, and it feels like a complete waste of energy in order to not do it. So now here's the thing to kind of ponder over here, because it would be good to get a massive station up in this area for the distribution of goods. Given that I am eyeing this food setup here. There we go. See, look, this is me eyeing it. I point at it a bit with a cursor. And I question whether it's possible to stick a station in between the two and perhaps service both oil and food from the same station. Don't worry, that's perfectly safe to eat. Slightly oily bread is a perfectly good thing. Anyway, I tried it out. It doesn't work. So that's that long story short. So we'll end up carving out a second line for food delivery, but the benefit we'll get is we'll be able to at least use the same rail in running down the spine of North America. So every silver lining has its thorn, every rose, and so on. Right, so we're going to set ourselves a bendy station, given that this really does lend itself towards maximum bendiness. And if we twizzle that around this way somewhat, somewhat twizzling around here, that feels about, maybe not quite. Is that how are we looking there? Yeah, that looks all right. That looks about right. Maybe just a bit further that way, so we can swing around the outside of Port Nelson, and then everybody's happy, theoretically. Right, now we won't need to pass through this kind of major goods station at all. That's something we won't particularly need to do. So running low-speed track there isn't an issue. Now, I'm only running high-speed track just in case I ever run a locomotive down these lines that requires it, because it's less hassle to plumb that in from the get-go rather than try and re-engineer the thing later on to, where you potentially have to bulldoze houses just to change the style of the track. Frustrating, but, we roll with the options we're given. So high-speed track may be slightly superfluous, but it's better to have it and not need it than the other thing. Right, no, let's do it that way. So all I'm setting up here is I'm just setting up the kind of the depot route, so that all the goods trains that we set in motion down here have a clear-cut route in order to get to a depot. Go a bit of that, and a spot of something like, come on, merge. Oh, maybe I'll go the other way. Splinter. There we are. See, look, beautiful. And track laying, a masterclass from me, Colonel L. Failure. Right, and then we'll swing that out here, and we'll stick a cheeky depot at the end of it. Depot cheeky. Splendid. Okay, so before bombastic intro time, what we're going to do today is let's set the train back in motion again so that we can actually keep the cash rolling. Yeah, what we're going to do today is, all being well, and if I keep the pace up and don't make too much of a mess of things, we'll set up our first oil receiving station, fuel receiving station down here in Chicago. I might actually splinter and put a second one in Toronto as well. Wouldn't that be nice? And also, given the cries of dismay from the European posse, I'm going to try and connect Dublin up to Edinburgh. The reason for selecting these two cities, quite straightforward. They're both receiving oil, and therefore they should be ripe to really grow very, very quickly. And after doing that, we can connect Edinburgh to London, which will also grow pretty quickly, given it's a fair size right now. And then probably expand out to Paris, Berlin, the rest of it, all of that kind of business. So there you go. That's the scheme, and a Dakota is coming into land. I shall see you on the other side of all this noise. So here we are in Dublin Airport. As you can see from the windsock, the weather is incredibly favourable for flying today, and this spectacular Dakota is coming to land. Wind possibly a little changeable in direction, but the captain is very experienced, and as such we should have no difficulties with our air. So I'll stop talking rubbish. Right, so given that we're all about get stuff done, get it working. Let's have a look at Edinburgh now. I don't think. Oh no, I do think. So evidently, I thought ahead, which that's unusual, because I've kind of blocked a station already. Good man. That's what we like to see. See, ballast has its purpose. Actually, I don't mind using ballast. What I won't do is use it as a direct replacement method in the future. Instead, just use it for buying a bit of land up before you really need it. Because it makes it that much easier if you do it that way. Now I've got 4-track station here, and as much as big stations more fun, I don't want to put down platforms that I don't actually need. Not because it looks worse or anything like that. It's just that it feels a little bit hollow. If I stuck an 8 platform terminal in here, you'd kind of go, oh yeah, that looks rocking. I agree with you. It does indeed look rocking. However, most of those are just for show. I don't really do stuff that's just for show. So we're definitely going to have a service coming in and out of Dublin. We're definitely going to have a service that comes via London. Maybe we do a long distance service as well. And that's still only 3 platforms. Now, it's not in a good place. Apologies for the constant camera moving. We don't have a good connection to hit Scandinavia, so Copenhagen is the obvious target. But I think we're going to link to that from Berlin or Paris. They have a much more kind of robust connection opportunity. Let's get our second street connection. Do we want to maybe stick just a not that way, just a little bit of curve on there? No, we don't. Not this time. We're not gonna force curvature when none is required. There will be plenty of opportunities to curve the hell out of things, and we will take as many of them as really we can. But where am I going to link you up? Now I've got cash, so I'm not bothered about deleting buildings right now, but I want to delete them in a sensible fashion. Also, we're somewhat high up here. 2 buildings destroyed. Okay, well that's casualties of progress. I'm going to take it. I'm going to do that. There we are. Done. Sold. Stick it in a bag. Charge it to my Amex. Right. Okay. Cool. So let's hook this up the side streets here in that way that we do. What are you? Are you a meat? No, you're a large. Okay, fine. Let's get some more large going down. I don't know where it's going, but we'll take it if it's offered. Are you going to fit on there? No, construction is not possible. Well, okay. I mean, I'll allow it, but I'm disappointed. Maybe something like that. Yeah, see, that looks all right. And then there's plenty of room down the side for extra AI growth, which in the future will be, something referred to in terms of Skynet. But for today, AI growth is a positive thing. If we stick a dinky little road down there, you're going the wrong way. Dinky little road here, maybe it'll fit. There, see, fits. And then what are we doing? A slightly larger to go. No, you see, terrain of the alignment collision. Give me the dinky road again. And we'll peel it out that way a little bit, and then we'll put a medium street on, and everybody will be happy, and there will be parades. Which building are you attempting to remove? It's only 60 grand. Stuff it. We'll take you. Yeah, tough. You're homeless. Get over it. Right, and then we're going to need some kind of in-town connection. Now, as requested from one of the members of Bad Company, I should be focusing on trams alone. So I hope you like trams, because we're going to be doing a few of them. In fact, it's likely to be quite a lot of them. Now, as much as, we explored this a couple of episodes ago. I hope you were there, and I hope you were paying attention. But these larger tram stations, there is almost no point to using them. You're as well off to use the standard little bus stops, because you get the same catchment area. If anyone's got more information on said things, then spill the beans, fill me in. Let's talk. Because I don't need much persuading into using something a little bit more ostentatious. Yeah, you see, I think I'll stick it up here. We've got these side entrances. I might as well, try and make good use of them. There we are. Right, now let's... aren't we a bit ahead of ourselves, tramming up the road before you've deleted a bunch of it? Yeah, all right, you make a valid point. Okay, right, let's get rolling. Now, where are we? Dublin. Here we go. Yeah, you see, so I've got a double track station in Dublin. I'm hard pressed to know what I'm going to use both tracks for. Obviously, I'm going to want to double track between the two. Yeah, get rid of that. And this, we're coming through here, just so you know. Yeah, obviously I'm going to need to double track along the way, but they're not going to require individual platforms at either end. This will do off one track very easily. So maybe I need to rethink my ideas as far as Dublin is concerned. That said, maybe Edinburgh grows to the south, and a second Edinburgh station is required, and at some point we're running a non-stop service and a stopper at the same time. Could happen. Anyway, what I'm going to do first, now that I've seen it, is I'm going to see if I can run a parallel bridge. I'd be extraordinarily surprised if the game is going to comply in that fashion, and obviously it's not. Too much slope. Well, you've got a flipping great bend in the bridge. And look at that. That looks like you've got fairly monstrous subsidence going on. Let's run it from here. And you want how much? 9.5 million quid. Pull the other one. It's got bells on. 19. If I want it to actually go fast, it's 19 million quid. All right, we might be scrapping this plan rather sooner than originally intended. And what else can we build it out of? Can we build it out of like Meccano or something like that for cheap? No, it's just a broad variety of expensive options here. 15 million versus 19 million. Well, we might as well use the fast one, although the distances involved, I strongly suspect we won't get anywhere near top speed. All right, let's see if there's a narrower crossing available. That's a main connection. And as much as I don't really care about the amount of griping that the game does about connections, but hold on, this is a saving. No, it's not. 23 million quid. Goodness me. Well, it's going to have to be done if we want to create this connect. What's the bank manager saying to me at the moment? The bank manager's laughing at me in no uncertain terms. Right, well, there we go. So that's the Dublin Edinburgh segment of today's show out of the way. Let's head over to North America, where at least we haven't got to build any bridges. It's not even that big a bridge. Frankly, I think they looked at me coming and they're going, all right, you know what? Let's mess with this guy. He thinks he's funny. And on the subject of funny, why have you chosen to go to a really stupid platform? It's not quicker. You burn speed coming off at these points. I mean, everything is trying its hand at being a comedian today. Now, we're going to stick a signal there. And the reason we're going to stick a signal there is I'm going to try and run this up and down one track. I know it's revolutionary stuff, but I'm pretty certain it'll work. Right, Port Nelson Central, which feels slightly more northern than the north one. But, hey, when's logic ever got in our way? There we are. Let's do that. Right. Stop messing with me. Now, the reason that I've put the signal here is that at some point I will also be running train services in and out of all 4 platforms. So sometimes the bulk train may have to wait, which is actually a really terrible idea. But I'm putting it in there in case that's an inevitability that we end up facing. I should really survey this a little better. Talk to me, Chicago. Where is your industrial area? Your industrial area is here, so we can put a platform there. Keep your eye on it. It is quite a long way. Okay. All right, so if we cut past this lumber camp on the right, maybe building that first would be the way to go. So this is going to be kind of Route 1. In fact, if we cut past it on the left, then that opens up Toronto and New York as well. Because the goal will be to deliver to as many of these as possible. Now, originally, I'd also intended to deliver to every European establishment that could possibly want some of this fine oil. But upon reflection, it wasn't a winner. It wasn't a good idea. Because you can't fly it. There's no means of flying stuff. Second street connection. Why would I need? It's a good station. I don't need a second street connection. Why? No. You don't want to stop here. No. You confused yourself. You were about to place a station foolishly, and that almost never happens. Right. So if we go like that, so this is going to be Route 1. Down the middle of America. Steady on. Whoa. Your costs have spiraled all of a sudden there, chum. Right, are we broadly going in the right direction? We are broadly going in the right. £500,000. Why are you trying to charge me so much? Because you've put a flipping great lump of dirt underneath half of it. Well, we don't need that. See, I mean, we can do that bit for 40 grand, right? So we'll do that. And then we'll do a little bit more to get past this lump. You get complacent. You get complacent when the map is largely flat, and you assume that you're just going to be able to bosh stuff straight up the middle of the country without having to worry about any kind of elevation changes. Right, and we're going to, you know what, I'm going to run this right through the middle of Port Nelson. It's going to be more expensive than skirting the outside, but the end result should be heavy-duty train spotter's paradise. Should be. It has the potential to be. So I'll lay in all kinds of, magnificent bridges and maybe a tunnel of some fashion. So that those who really long to have goods trains passing their house almost 24 hours a day have that option open to them. It may end up being the prestige area of town, who knows. There you go, and then we'll fling that out there. All right, so you're coming in on platform 2. We'll leave platform 1 as sacred. That way we'll always be able to make oil deliveries. Now, there's a high chance once demand picks up that I'm running multiple oil trains because I would rather have frequency of delivery than sheer batch numbers. And running those little alcos particularly, possibly one of my favourite trains in this era, just for its utility rather than anything else. But yeah, running a couple of those in a shuttle service rather than something a bit heavier, because that way we don't sacrifice loading time. Right, and then we'll run this one up there. And we'll take a branch off about here. Yeah, this is going to need some thought. Once we start getting multiple trains running up and down here, there's possibly going to need to be a little bit more thought laid into this. But for the moment, we'll given that we're only going to stop at one place, we'll keep it simple, which is again something I rarely do. I ought to put a diamond on there. Right, do a bit of that. Where's your snap point? That's there. And no and. Right, well, we'll start a bit further down. Come on. I used to be tops at these. I used to be able to pull a diamond crossing out of nowhere. People would look at it and go, can't be done, Chief. And I'd go, watch this. And a diamond crossing would just kind of appear. It'd be like pulling one out of my top hat. But now, no, can't make a diamond crossing to save me life. And I can't help but think that I may be starting on the wrong snap points, but that's where it wants it. Yeah, you've not really thought that through. Still, I have it where it counts right now. I have a set of points where it counts. Why is this giving me trouble? Could be that we're quite close to the next junction. Anyway, it's not worth me stressing about for the time being. Not that I ever get particularly stressed about anything, but what we shall do now is we will lock in a nice fat street here. Maybe a little further away from the track. There we go. Now, Port Nelson itself is not going to grow until I knuckle down and I get some passengers coming up here, and that will happen once I've connected. What is it, Kansas City? Yeah, once I've connected Kansas City to the passenger loop to the south, then we shall look at completing the all city connection in America. There you go. That looks good. That doesn't. All right. Take it. Green, please. Collision. What are you collisioning? That's not helpful. I mean, I can make it taller, but it's going to look stupid. I can't make it tall enough for it to work, though. Oh, no, unless you do that. And then it really does look absolutely ridiculous. All right, cancel. Let's have another go at that. Perchance I am trying to connect to too closer bit of road. Let's try that one. There we are, that looks better. Right, we'll take that. We do still need a connection of sorts here. Maybe it was, what about a level crossing? You feel good about a level crossing? You do not feel good about a level crossing. How about just plumbing a bridge that the game will like, and then we'll worry about the other end presently. There we are. So we double bridge that, and of course, there's no stopping service here. And if I was going to do one, well, what I'd do, and actually it's in a pretty good place, is we'd peel off to the side and have or we'd turn this into like a 3-track station. That's probably the way to go. You know what? I'm going to do it now because it's going to be way cheaper to do that. Now it only needs to be dinky, because the train's never going to be that huge. So we stick it like this, and then we'll just have it so that the mainline trains never actually stop there. See, cunning, like a weasel, like a fox. And a spot of. Why does this feel so long? All right. fat road, I think you might be an endangered species in this experiment. Gonna need a bit more. Oh, okay. Well, there goes a bit more. Right. Now, that should be enough. It's not. Oh, knickers. Because I want it to be close enough to the actual industrial area that that some of it is in the immediate catchment. And I don't want to go through a jaunty angle because, you know, this is not a jaunty angle kind of an operation. There we go. If we go about there, should leave enough room both sides for those roads to connect up to stuff. And I'm going to want it high speed. Oh, high speed. Second street connection, yes. High speed, yes. Apply. Thank you. And the reason I want it high speed, obviously, is in case I'm running anything that actually warrants it. Now, we're going to need to adjust this bit of track. If I'd have thought this through, you know, if I'd have planned it even slightly, I wouldn't have made this minor cost impact on things. It's what's known as feature creep. You know, decide to do something clever when you're already midway through having finished the thing. There we go. Do a bit of that. Yeah. And then what? Well, the fat road that we were so pleased with is you know, is taking a bit of a backseat now. There we go. Yeah, let's kill it entirely, and we'll see what we can put back in when we've got this done. So there we go. So the idea is that the passing trains will go straight through the station there. What I should have done is just do a single track station, of course, and stuck 2 parallel tracks next to it. But I didn't do that. So, you know, make of that what you will. Yeah. And then we're going to want another one. Another set of points here. I'm not even sticking a train on here to begin with, but, you know, I can't help myself. The opportunity to stick some points in early, frankly, not to be missed. So we'd go up that side, so we'd swing over both tracks, head up their station, and so on. Come back down this side, peel off. That will all work. What I might need to do later on is set up some kind of external queue for the oil distribution station. There you go. Apologies, brain departed the building there briefly. Yeah, because I mean, if we think that there's like, you know, 6, 7 cities that I'm going to be distributing to, well, I'm going to need a train for each because the frequency of service is going to be relatively low, and therefore they're going to be, you know, carrying a fair chunk at once. There you go. That works. Now, can we slink a bit of road under there somewhere? It's a thing I like to do. Sure you can get under there. If I take you off at quite an aggressive angle, and then we pull it back at an equally aggressive angle, and then we wiggle it around there to make it look like the road planners in this town had some kind of, you know, seismic nervous system disorder going on while drawing the thing, then, you know, maybe it all pans out. There we are. Look, beautiful. Who wouldn't want to live here? You wait till I start running some, you know, proper double unit diesels down here. People are going to be fighting over the opportunity to stop here. Right, okay, now that'll do. I mean, that gives the town something to think about in terms of how it develops. Yeah, I will bulldoze that. We'll make that connection now. Anyway, good. Right, that's... I've actually set up now. Surely I've missed a station somewhere. That's right, you haven't built Chicago. That's a thing you still need to build. And we've still got 6 million in the bank. Somehow I've only managed to waste 3 million so far. You've got to be impressed with the level of discipline I'm showing. Let's burn all of this. And so I'm going to want a station in here. This is absolutely the best place for it. But I'm going to want to continue. I either, you know, that either becomes a branch line off, or we then continue it to hit Kansas City and Atlanta and Miami and Charlotte. And I think branch line is going to be the way to go here. Talk to me. Yeah, okay, I can see it in my head, very, very vaguely, but I can see it. One track platform. It's going to need to be a beefy one, though. Something like that, right? And then whack it straight through the middle of there. Now, it's asking me for 4.5, 4.6 million, which, if I'm honest, is more than I'm prepared to pay. However, we can sacrifice that lot. That was a bit more expensive than I didn't see the one that was hiding in the tree. So there you go. That ended up costing 5 million quid that I didn't actually need to spend. Not 5 million quid, a million quid that I didn't really need to spend. But hey ho. Now, I don't want to go too wide around, or do I? No, going wide around there is absolutely fine. Although the Miami route's going to want to go straight. So, you know, think it through. What do you want to do here? 2.5 million. They can't possibly be that profitable. 800,000, 1.6 million, 800,000. Come off it. These are all, you know, these have never been serviced properly ever. I think we're going to have to go here, you know. Oh, no, hold on. What does this get us? That gets us what we need. The only downside to it is the level of maneuvering I'm going to have to do with this track is possibly quite significant. Unless your friend and mine, the Kirby station, comes into play. See, you thought I'd forget, but I didn't. Ha ha. Right, okay, yeah, so we'll sit in there. It's going to look a bit strange, maybe, but, oh, yeah, look at it. Look, this is absolute, there's not too much curvature. Shut up. Spot on. That's exactly what we want. Take it. There we go. Excellent. So yeah, we only need one station here. As much as we'll be running multiple trains in, delivering multiple different types of goods, one train at a time is absolutely fine. And I'm completely comfortable with making trains wait. We're also, because, you know, as a rarity, we're not going to be pulling any through traffic. So I'm gonna set some road in motion already. Now, what would be nice here is if I could bend the road at will. The last road bender, if you will. There you go. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. There you go. Up there. Right now, can you get a connection on here? Of course you can't. Don't be ridiculous. That'd be far too helpful. Yeah, yeah, no, that's it. You've done it. Just plonk it in, and then a small, medium, large country road into there as well to kind of show that this is a town that's on the way places. And I think the AI will do a sterling job at coming up with some ideas as to where to take that. Now, the entertaining part here is going. So what I'm going to do is here's me track coming in. We're going to run it down the middle. And then it's going to go all over the place. So we'll take part of it over this way, and we'll go past Toronto, and we'll go for New York, which is going to be quite challenging, given the limited amount of space near New York. But, you know, we're going to go that way. We're also going to go this way, which will hit Kansas City and the south. We might even split off to Kansas City and then split again to head south. That's going to be ace. And then we split again to go to Chicago. But all of this, at some point, has to lead to these two tracks. So what I'm going to need to do eventually, and I'm not going to do it now because, you know, I'm keen on actually running some trains today at some point, is at some point what we'll have here is probably this will fatten out into being 6 tracks or 5 tracks or something along those lines. You know, and the points and the signaling and you know, all of that good stuff. But for now, we're just going to run it down there. Which, in fact, kind of sets Chicago up as the de facto big dog of this line, since it's the primary destination. But there you go. Lo and behold, we're done. Thinking probably yes, we are. So the Alco is going to need a little bit more capacity pretty quickly. Actually, let's get things rolling. I'm going to dump a bunch of cash because it's the end of the month. But let's get the route up anyway. There we go. So from here up at Port Nelson, which is about to get itself a brand new name, to Chicago. I want to rename Chicago. Yeah, just close that window down. I didn't need it. No, I didn't need that left open. Chicago distribution. This one. Yes. Tion. Good. Now, I shouldn't need any trucks at that end because the catchment area of that station is absolutely spot on in terms of hitting up everywhere I need it to. Railroad, line 1, thank you. So there you go. And this, it ought to be, you know what, I'm going to call this Port Nelson Fields, referring to the oil fields. But visitors to the area may think, oh, it's going to be, you know, just a beautiful place for a picnic, and maybe we'll take the family. But no, you know, not unless you want to be covered in crude oil on the way home. That's an important safety tip. Right, okay, now, there's nothing else for it. This is going to have to be the big boy. I've got 27 million's worth of a loan available to me. Now, I will be able to pay back a fair chunk of the loan quite quickly, given the speed at which I'm earning right now. I mean, what have we spent this year? I'm maxing the loan out. You know, brace yourself. What have we got? 3.8 on construction. And that's about your lot. But we've made 2.8 beyond that, right? So we're 6 million to the good. Even with the, you know, if you take into account the spend. And come on there, fella, let's rock. 1.93 million per year. You are going to have to work hard to make enough money for me to justify running you. I'm just gonna put that out there. Right, wagons, tanker 18, 99 miles per hour. No, yeah, but you'll also do 99. What do we want here? 200k per year versus 167. You know what? The 200k per year is actually better bang for buck. All right, let's rock. Now, if I don't ship more than, I don't know, you know, 250 at a go, I am going to be very hard pressed to make any money out of this. Let's do one more. Yeah, there we go. You know, let's not mess about. This is undoubtedly a terrible idea. Where did my new route go? Now I realise I didn't name it. Oh no, Port Nelson Fields. You named the route what you intended to call the station. Good job. Well done. Excellent discipline there. Start repaying some of this now. Right, let's try that again. Yeah, where are you? Here we go. Right, you are Port Nelson. You're not north. You are Fields. Right, and then we need you to. Where's me route? It's this there. Look, just call it up. Right, and this is going to be PRN to Chicago fuel bulk. Now, we better hope that Chicago want an absolute ton of oil really, really quickly. Otherwise, this is going to be disastrous on a profit basis, because this train costs an absolute bundle to run on an annual basis. I think its running costs are probably in the 7-8 million range. Anyway, who cares, right? I mean, honestly, who gives a damn when that's the result? I mean, look at it. Why wouldn't you, right? I mean, the only thing better than that would be 2 of them. That's just, you know, that's the reason anybody likes a train. That's just a monster. Yeah, that's primeval. And look at all these oil tankers we're carrying behind it. They're magic. Arguably, I've got too many on there to begin with. I don't care. You know, I'm really hoping that the European mainline can cover the running costs of this, at least for a little while. Have I made it too long for the station? I haven't made it too long for the station. There we go. How many do you want? 7. Brilliant. Take it. Well worth it. We're gonna make all the money out of you, pal. Okay, right. Let's follow it along. So that's gonna wrap us up for this time. Now I'm very hopeful that demand builds up properly quickly, so that this pays off. Because I'm going to need a full load going down there on a regular basis. You've switched tracks, haven't you? Yeah, good shot. You're just taking whatever route you think is fastest right now. You ridiculous, overblown beast of a train. But that's okay. What was my 1.5 million I'm paying in loan repayments per year now, which obviously isn't actually a repayment. What that is interest. But stone me, it's worth it. Right, let's get ahead of it, and then let's set up a good snipe position for a bit of camera work. There you go. It's going to come over the hill. I'd rather watch it in a built-up area, if I'm honest. But and then we'll slow it down as it passes. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Maybe not quite so much a development as I'd hoped, what with Edinburgh and Dublin refusing to play ball for any less than 20 million. But of course I did just spend quite a bit more than that on this gigantic train. That was a good shot, wasn't it? That's the shot right there. Look at it. Look at that. Now consider when we're running to multiple cities. This is going to be this is going to be the stuff. And let's show off your curved station. Oh yeah, we'll call this curved station Big Boy, and that will bring anybody who likes a train to come and watch it. Anyway, if you've not subscribed already, please do so to make sure you don't miss out on future nonsense. And hit the like button if you enjoyed this, and why not press the notification bell if you want to be Johnny on the spot when a new video goes up. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheerio.